My mother passed in 2021, and it's 2026, and I've been avoiding something for a very long time. Today, I think I'm ready to confess it to you. I've been keeping this a secret even from my own family, and I think I'm ready to reveal it to you. Come with me and I'll share it with you. So, I've walked past this room 1,000 times. I've told myself I'd get to these boxes tomorrow or next week, or just whenever I felt better at doing it. And here we are, 6 years later, and that time has really never come. But what I need you to know is all of the stuff and the stuff that's in this room that you can't see right now, it's not really about my laziness, even though I've told myself that for quite a number of years now. It's not about my disorganization either. It's all about the piles. But what it's really about is that every one of these boxes reminds me of my mother that I've lost, reminds me of the home that I grew up in, the only home that I ever knew before I got married, is gone. And probably, if I dig deep enough, I'll even find some boxes that belonged to my father when he passed in 2015. If you've been following me, you know that I just finished up the series on, might as well use the box, series on being the sandwich generation caregiver, right? That caregiver who is stuck between caring for their aging parent or maybe grandparent, as well as taking care of their own children, their own career, maybe even their own grandchildren. So this series follows it kind of nicely, really, because as you go through caregiving, you are faced with a lot of decisions, a lot of things coming at you, sometimes full speed ahead, and sometimes they're decisions that really sit on you and weigh on you and keep you up at night. This is another aspect of caregiving that not many people think about, and one that I have been avoiding. And I'm calling this series Confessions of a Caregiver, because the dirty secret is my house has looked like this for the last 5 years, maybe even a bit longer when we sold my parents' house. And I haven't really been able to face up to going through the boxes. First, it was the exhaustion after my mother had passed and moving into this stage 6 of caregiving. And then it was like, well, we'll just move some things around before I decide what to do, because I couldn't bear to make another decision. And then I would try going through one box at a time to just find myself folding them back up and not being able to truly make headway. I've moved things all around. I've made it so we can get through this room. But another confession, another dark secret is now this pile has moved into the spare bedroom, has moved into my living room area in the corner, has moved into my basement, and I haven't been able to make the final decisions, because these boxes hold a whole lot of stuff. And so I want to take you on this journey with me, because if you're still in the trenches of caregiving, it might help you in making some of your own decisions ahead of time. And if you are in stage 6 of caregiving, here we are. I don't think I'm alone. I think there are many of you out there that might still have your parents' house, your parents' apartment, your parents' storage shed, your loved ones' boxes in the basement, and we're just trying to figure out how to take the next step and how to make the next decision. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to go through each box and I'm going to open it together with you. And not because I have it figured out, because I don't, but I think that together we're stronger. And if you witness me going through this, maybe it will help you going through it as well. So, box number 1. Here we go. Not even sure what's in this box. Okay. So, ooh, broken piece inside. That's unfortunate. So this is a tea kettle that my mother had in her china cupboard, which I actually have and I actually use. And I believe this was from her grandmother, actually. So what I'm doing here is I have 3 boxes. I have my boxes of things to keep, things to donate, and things to release. And, you know, I picked this idea of things to release because I thought of my mother and how she valued her things. And when we were cleaning out her house and she had moved into assisted living, she was, the cow, same design from her grandmother. So it'd be my great-great-grandmother, right? So I'm keeping this because I consider this to be a family heirloom. But when we were cleaning out my mother's house, she was there for some of it. And then she chose not to go back after a while. She had seen enough. She had been through it. And my mother's lighthouse collection. You know how you start a collection and every birthday and every Christmas you get part of the collection? I think I just inherited the collection. I think this might end up going to the sale pile because somebody else who is a lighthouse keeper, I think, could benefit from that. So that one's going into the sales. So anyways, what I was saying is when my mother decided not to go to the house anymore, as we were finished, you know, cleaning it out, I suspect another lighthouse, she would call me sometimes, like out of the blue, and ask about a specific piece of furniture or a knick-knack or something. And when she learned that her grandchildren, my nephews, were taking it because they were all starting apartments, sale. That's a cool one. That's a cool one. Oh, Fort Niagara, New York. When she learned that my nephews, who were starting their own apartments, they were graduating from college, or I think one was moving into an apartment in college, when she found out they had it, she was content. She was happy, right? She just wanted to make sure that her things had value and they went somewhere and they didn't go to a dumpster. So that's why I'm using the term release on the box. That will end up between you and me probably going to the trash, but it feels so much better just to say release. What else we got? What else is going on? Oh, salt and pepper shakers goes to the same set. We're going to call that the heirloom set. The lid to the teapot. One of the things that makes this almost like a surprise of what's in here is, if you recall what was happening in 2021, my mother had had a fall in January of 2021 that moved her into skilled care. And you remember that the public wasn't allowed in. So when she moved from her assisted living apartment into skilled care, I think we have Pepper, I couldn't get in there to clean out the assisted living apartment. She had a great apartment. So the ladies who worked there, the CNAs and all the helpers and the aides, who were absolutely phenomenal, they packed everything up. I mean, that's why I don't even know what is in some of these, because I don't know how they're organized. I'm going to assume, as I look at this was stuff that was in her china cupboard. But, oh yeah, this one. Yeah, this one doesn't match, but it is, I know, from her grandmother. Wow, that's a pretty one. That's a really pretty one there. Yeah, I'm going to keep them. Now I have to decide, what am I going to do with them now that I keep them. If I put them back in the china cupboard, then it becomes her china cupboard again. And I think I like making it my china cupboard. I do have some champagne glasses. Well, actually, I guess they were champagne. They weren't the tall flutes. They were the wider ones. But at the time, I think they probably were used for champagne. I have those in there. But the other things in there are mine. So I think I want it to be mine. The bottom of the gravy boat. It sits on top of it, catches the spills. Oh, wow. Okay. So at the bottom of the box was something that was not in her china cupboard. My family was Catholic, and this was a crucifix that somebody bought she and my father for their wedding, and it hung above their bed all of their years of marriage. And it also then went to her assisted living, where it stayed. But the interesting thing about this, and if you're Catholic, you understand this, and if you're not, I'll explain it to you. You know, so we believe in last rites, right? That final blessing before you pass on. And so this is called a sick call set. You saw I slid the top off of it. And inside, as I look at this, I think, my father received his last rites. Well, he received them twice. He received them once at home because things were not looking good. And then he did receive them at later at the hospital. But why didn't we ever use that? I mean, we had the priest show up, right? But inside this little sick call set are the candles that you can light, and also, well, that wouldn't have helped us, but also a little bottle of holy water. Evidently, even holy water evaporates. That's okay, the priest brought his own. But geez, that would have been, I mean, oh my goodness. Oh wow. It even has, the remnants of the little cotton that you could have dabbed the holy water on to give the last rites blessings. Wow. That's something, huh? You know, our families have their culture, their history, their religious beliefs. I don't think I want it hanging above my bed, but I feel like I should keep it in a special place for now. So this will be a keep. Wow. I mean, the images that are going through my mind right now take me right back to my father's illness and my mother's. And I guess now that I think about it, I guess this probably never made it to her skilled care room because they would have packed it in her assisted living. She was in skilled care probably for about 4 months. So here's the thing about grief. You know, that brought up some sadness for me. But if you don't process it, if you don't talk about it, if you keep it hidden away in a box, it stays there. It stays in your head. It stays in your house. It stays on your heart. And it stays in your life. And now that I've seen that, and I've given some thought to my father's passing and the fact that we didn't use it for the reason that it was intended, which is a little comical to me, actually. But I feel like I've processed that, right? I feel like I've gone through it, right? And I'll share this probably with my brothers whenever I talk with them. Well, that's the end of that box. So let me connect a few things for you. Whether you're currently a caregiver, you're in the middle of it, caregiving on the horizon, you're just collecting some facts and some resources so that you're prepared, or if you're in stage 6 of caregiving and your loved one has passed, I want you to know that if you have a room like this, or if they have a room like this isn't clutter, right? It is cluttering our minds, but these are some pretty serious unresolved issues, decisions that we still have to make. And it's okay that I'm getting to this as I get to it. And I'm actually feeling a lot better, a lot less heavy. I was pretty tense whenever I came on to talk to you, nervous to sort of open this up and share this with you. But this is actually a good thing. All of this clutter, it doesn't happen because we failed. It happens because we were so busy doing the things that we thought we needed to do. And it's a prime example of how we take on everything else because we were making it easier for our loved one that we were actually caring for. You know, I've been a coach for family caregivers for quite a number of years now. And I've talked with a lot of family caregivers who often say that they have guilt about not having gone through the things in the closet or the things in the basement or the things that are still in the garage. And they have a lot of guilt about that, and they feel like they should have already moved on. They should have already done it. And I'm here to tell you, it's a process. And everything in its season, right? When you feel ready, you'll be ready. And maybe we can do this together, right along with one another. If you are looking for some extra help and that you want step-by-step guidance in this process, or any process as far as caregiving is concerned, be sure to check out my YouTube channel and also my Caregivers Thriving membership, where I partner with you. I work one-on-one with you. And you know what? We can gain strength together. I do a whole lot of giving strength to those caregivers in the trenches, and I really appreciate you being here because you're giving me strength to go through this part of the process. So next time we'll go through another box and probably have another confession. Hopefully by then I will have emptied out my boxes that I'm going to keep, and those I'm going to donate and sell, and those I'm going to release. This has released some stress for me. Thank you so much, and we'll see each other soon.